physical work of is very important, because if we use our muscles, then our muscles will get tired, and the day after they will need to recover. So if we're touring and we play every night somewhere, we won't be able to have the same performance every night, because our muscles, we will need a couple of days of rest. So sometimes we can reach 260 or 240 BPMs, and the day after we can't. We can't play the exact same song that we did the day before, because our muscles are tired. So for that reason, the rebound takes all the physical work off, and really helps us on that. Helps us on performing every night, have a higher standard, which is, it doesn't depend on our body completely, but it depends more on our mind, our concentration of keeping the synchronization and keeping the rebound. So that's another great point for using the rebound. In the accent, if you don't hit the rim shot, which kills the rebound a little bit, we will have a lot of response of the stick, a lot of rebound, because we will have put a lot of pressure into the first part. So in this case, we will have to control the rebound a little bit in order to be ready for the next stroke, which we don't want as loud as the accent stroke. So in this case, I kind of stop the rebound where I want the rebound to stop, but I still kind of follow the rebound, the stick back a little bit, and I don't choke it, because choking the stick will literally kill all the energy that I created in the first stroke. So I don't want to kill that energy, I just want to control it. And then in the Moeller technique, the rebound is very important, because the Moeller allows us to, with one motion, to use more, to play more strokes. And it's all thanks to the rebound. So if we choke the rebound, we won't be able to play the other strokes. We won't be able to take advantage of the Moeller whipping. So what we want to do, and the approach that we have on the Moeller is kind of like the French grip, but instead of working vertically, we will work laterally. So it's a motion that starts from the elbow, and the rebound has to be accepted. We have to be synchronized. And let's say we have to deal and control the rebound. And of course, as we speed up the motion, we switch to a wrist rotation and not an elbow rotation anymore. So this is the workout that we're going to do this week. We're going to start with the heavy sticks, which could be either iron stick or whatever you guys have. We will play French grip, open end, free stroke, 60 second with your left, 60 second unison. Then same thing with the hand always in contact with the stick, so another 60 second per hand and 60 second unison. Then go to wrist and finger. So it's going to be a 12-minute workout that we're going to add to our routine every day. And of course, apply this apply this concept to all the techniques and all the grips that you guys want to use. I worked on all the grips and all the techniques almost, because it really helps me when I play blast beats, when I get tired of using the fingers. Maybe it's a very long blast beat part section, so I just start with my fingers. When I get tired, I switch to a push-pull, or maybe, you know, on tour, when you're on tour, you don't sleep much, you don't play the same way that you do when you're home. And so knowing many techniques and many grips really helps me to switch. When I'm tired, I can switch to the Moeller technique, to the push-pull technique, using wrists, using fingers, whatever. Even also using fingers when I play blast beats, and then wrists when I play on the toms, and keeping the same concept every time. So for that reason, I worked on almost all the techniques, and I tried to develop them, bringing them to a very fast BPM. And let's say it's basically always the same concept applied to different motions. So French with our thumb looking upward, German, Moeller, push-pull, accent. So it's always the same concept, the same feeling. I work on the same feeling, but we just control it in a different way, with a different grip, or a different position, or instead of vertically, laterally, and so on. So once you get the concept down, once you understand how to be synchronized to the stick, you will just have to apply it to those motions that anyway we're going to go through, we're going to see in the weekly lessons. So that we make sure we break down the motions, and we see in detail all that, how all these grips work. So once again, the rebound is very helpful for speed, because we won't feel the weight of the stick, so we will just have to push it down as fast as we can. Power, for the same reason, so we can have more volume, more dynamic, and so we can play with it louder on different surfaces. Endurance, so we can keep it for longer times because we don't get tired, so we can keep a very good volume at a very high speed for long times, longer periods, compared to when we work physically, that we get tired, so we need breaks in between. So making the external forces work will save us physical work. Gives us a huge benefit. So let's make sure that we apply this concept to the pad section, but also then to the drums, with all the routines that we're seeing in all the other courses that we're doing. So have a good week, and we'll see you next week with another episode.
Hey there, if you're liking the videos that I'm uploading, you should check these videos on jamespaynedrums.com, in which I upload a more in-depth version of the videos with multicam views, PDFs, so that you have everything written down and you don't have to always memorize everything. There's going to be polynomial playlist, where I've basically created playlists that you can follow, speed up, slow down, just play one part of whatever I'm playing, just the snare, just the bass drum, and it's all through an app, so you can take it on your phone with you in your practice room. And coaching videos, which means you will have my voice reminding you what to focus on, either in balance on your right hand, on your left foot, based on where you are in the exercises, so that it's like if I'm gonna be there with you in the room while you're practicing. So there's gonna be a bunch of extra content there that might help you out practicing and improving faster.